Hi there and welcome to Gaining Vision. I'm Melanie. Thanks for tuning in. Have you had a chance to subscribe to the channel yet? If not, take a second, hit subscribe, and please don't forget to like and share. Love is something that hopefully each and every one of us has had the chance to feel. But did you know that there's so many different types of love? So I just thought we'd break it down and talk about the different types today. The first kind of love is unconditional love. And this is something that perhaps a parent feels for a child or a pet owner feels for a pet. That unconditional love that no matter what the other person does, they will love them completely. It's a rare kind of love that doesn't always exist because, let's face it, we're all human beings and we tend to hold grudges and get upset at certain things. So that unconditional part is very hard to achieve. But it is an amazing feeling when you have that unconditional love from a parent, and it just makes you feel safe and secure. The next type of love is romantic love. And of course, that's the one that you feel for that significant other, the one that just really makes you passionate. It could be short-lived because it could be very lustful, it could be very hot, and it can sizzle out fast. Romantic love isn't a bad thing, but it sometimes brings the painful memories and thoughts if it doesn't work out. There's affectionate love, and this is the type of love that we usually feel for our friends. And that's the fact that you feel love towards them, but you're not necessarily in love, like in a romantic love. But you still adore them, you appreciate what they stand for, and you want to show that love. Another type of love is self-love. If you don't love yourself, then you can't really love others. So making sure that you have that love and appreciation for yourself is a first starting point. Then there's the enduring love. Enduring love is that you see seniors or people that have been married 50, 60 years, and it's a really amazing love. It's something that they have built together over decades, and a lot of it isn't necessarily the love that we would think, looking into their eyes, but it is a love made of maturity, understanding, and compromise. You know, when you see seniors walking hand in hand, gazing in each other's eyes, they have such an admiration for one another. But you know that there's always been hard times throughout that marriage or relationship, but they found ways to work through it. And that could be past generations were brought up differently, expectations were different, and really focused on lifelong loving, and you're only going to get married once in your life. Enduring love isn't as found as readily in our lifetime because divorce is quick and easy and easier to break up with somebody and not put in all the work that enduring love requires. Then there's lust and infatuation. Now this love is based purely on how you physically feel. You know, you're attracted to somebody, you want to be with them intimately, whether through sexual relations or having that instantaneous gratification. It usually fizzles out and doesn't last long. But people look at it as love because it's something that makes your heart beat really fast. You get that those butterflies, you get the nerves. But it's not what some would call true love. It's a really short-lived type of love. There's so many different types of love, but the love that lasts long is a mutual respect and admiration for one another. So when you fall in love, it could be some of those first ones we've talked about, but you grow and you appreciate the person that you're in love with, you respect them, and you grow together and you learn how to adapt and compromise. When I was researching the different types of love, what I found really, really interesting was, and it's been around, I guess, for a number of years, and I've heard people talk about it, but I really didn't understand it too, I'd say the last 4 years since I met my husband. It's called the different love languages. To me at first when I heard, this is just a bunch of mumble jumbo, they don't know what they're talking about. But it made so much sense. I was really blessed to grow up in unconditional love my family, and we're very affectionate and we're very verbal in our love. So we tell each other we love each other all the time. And that's the way I express my love. I guess would be my love language, is to use words and to express to the person I love that I love them by telling them I love them every day, saying kind little love things like love you, see ya, whatever, little things that express the way I feel. That's fine. But what I had to realize is that's not always the way that I'm going to receive love. That's how I express love. So there's other ways that people express and receive their love. So we have to understand all of these love languages in order for us to merge our love languages. The next one is it's service. They call it service, but it's in doing actions. So doing something to help show your love. It could be something as helping cook or clean, or like my husband does every weekend, helping me do YouTube videos. They show their love through their actions. They don't necessarily have to say it all the time, but they do things that just show. Not many people would spend their Sunday, when they should be relaxing, helping do YouTube videos. Another type is the touch. So a lot of people find it's important to show love by cuddling and kissing and making love. And they feel that's how love is shown and expressed. Not everybody's like that. Not everybody likes to be touched and they like their personal space. Doesn't mean they don't love you. It's just they don't want to be mauled, especially after a long day at work. This again, I'm used to hugging and kissing and cuddling, but it wasn't necessary to me. For me, my language is the verbal one. Another type of love language is the gifts, giving and receiving gifts. So if somebody feels that they love somebody, they have to express it by buying them gifts, buying them something they saw that they thought would represent them, make them feel good. This can get expensive. And it also, for no reason buying gifts, if you don't have a lot of money and you can't show that every time, it can be really difficult to use that. But that is a love language. So verbal, touching, service, just make sure I get them all. Buying gifts, and then of course, the fifth. Okay. I'm forgetting right now. But the point of this whole thing, and I will think of the fifth one, I'm sure before the end of this, and if not, I promise I'll get back to it, is that if we expect to be loved the same way, we probably won't be in a relationship for very long, unless you find someone whose love language is the same. If we're with a partner that has their love language different than ours, and we can't give it back to them what they need, again, the relationship probably won't last. So we need to understand our partner and the way they express love and the way they require to feel it back. So, I remembered it. I told you I remember it. It's the amount of time you spend with them. So spending all your time together with somebody, that's just not feasible. I don't know about you, but I want to have my own independent time. I want to be able to go to work. I want to be able to do my things. But the amount of time you spend together is, for some people, really, really important. Oh, if you love me, you're going to stay with me every night. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. That isn't necessarily a reality, but that is another love language. So, as I mentioned, my husband, he shows his love by acts of service, as it's referred to. For me, that was really, I wasn't used to being given such amazing things by having him help me out in different ways. And for me, I really struggled with, he's not really telling me he loves me. But in fact, he was telling me loud and clear by what he was doing. But it took me time to understand that. And he was really great. And he has, over the years, learned that I need to hear I love you sometimes. And he accommodates that by still doing what he feels right. Because, of course, we've all had this conversation before. Words are easy to say. Actions speak louder than words. It's very, very true. But if you're with somebody who expects gifts to show them how they love you, and that's not the way you express your love, then that's probably not going to work. Doesn't mean you can't buy them flowers or something pretty if you see it in the store for your loved one, or something that you thought they would really, really appreciate. Of course, that's fine. But to expect others to give that back to you because that's what you want probably isn't going to work well. And again, spending time with each other all the time, not likely to find that partner unless there's really nothing else for them to do. But you want to make sure that we understand what our partner needs because we want them to feel loved and appreciated. Sometimes it's hard, I'll be honest, it's very hard to switch our ways. And you shouldn't have to change, but just be mindful that we're giving our partner what they need as well. My husband hears it every day how much I love him, but sometimes I also know that it's probably better for me to show him by what I'm doing, my actions. I forget sometimes, I'll be honest, I'm human, and I'm sure each of us will go through these struggles as we go through these understandings of the love languages. Do you know what your love language is? And look at your relationship. Are you figuring out what your partner needs? Are you giving it to them? Are they giving it what you need? And have you verbalized to them? You know, there's a book called Love Languages, and I encourage people, if you're interested, to look it up. And of course I can't remember his name, but it was a really interesting book to read because it does open your eyes to a lot of things. But going back to the different types of love, there's so many different types of love, and love is an amazing emotion. But it does bring pain and it does bring sorrow in some aspects when love doesn't work out. But the love that we can feel for our friends, our family, for our spouse or partner are amazing emotions that I encourage each and every one of you to really invest in, because love makes the world go round and it's really important. So I encourage you to show your love to your family, your friends, and your spouse or partner on a daily basis, and understand the different love languages because it will make your relationship that much more successful. Until next time, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and share, and I'll catch you next time.